On a warm summer day in Montana, far from studio lights and sound stages, a small group of people stepped into a quiet chapel to say goodbye to the man who had once brought emergency rooms and rescue calls into living rooms around the world. There were no sirens, no scripted drama, and no cameras rolling, only family, close friends, and those whose lives had been touched by the calm, steady presence of Randolph Mantooth, the actor who played paramedic John Gage on Emergency, had finally been allowed to rest, and the farewell reflected the same dignity and quiet strength that defined his life. Randolph Mantooth died in Billings, Montana, in July 2026, at the age of 80, after a brief period of serious illness. In the days that followed, his family announced that funeral arrangements would be handled with care and kept largely private, focusing on those closest to him rather than staging a large public event. While fans around the world wanted to know every detail, much of what happened inside that chapel remained intentionally unshared. The service was designed as a homegoing, a celebration of a long life, not a spectacle, and that choice mirrored the man himself, someone who carried fame with humility and never forgot the real heroes he spent his career portraying. The guest list reflected the different chapters of Randolph's life. At the front were his immediate family, his wife, children, and relatives who had known him long before the cameras ever rolled. Beside them sat longtime friends who had walked with him through early auditions, lean years, and the strange journey of becoming recognizable around the world. A few faces from the Emergency cast and crew were present, representing the show that had defined his career for millions of viewers and made him a symbol of calm under pressure. These colleagues remembered not just the scenes they filmed together, but the long conversations between takes, the laughter during late-night shoots, and the way Randolph always took time to check in on everyone around him. One of the most striking parts of the gathering was the presence of real-life first responders. Firefighters, paramedics, and emergency medical technicians traveled from different cities and states to be there, some wearing dress uniforms, others coming in civilian clothes but carrying the weight of their work on their shoulders. For decades, many of them had seen Randolph Mantooth as more than an actor. He was the person who, through Emergency, had helped introduce the role of paramedics to the wider public, showing that their work was complex, urgent, and full of responsibility. He spent much of his later life advocating for emergency services, speaking at conferences, supporting training programs, and reminding audiences that the people who arrive first at the scene often carry the greatest burden. Their presence at his funeral turned the service into a quiet salute from the very community he had championed. Close friends and colleagues took turns sharing memories. One spoke about Randolph's early days on Emergency, when he was still learning medical terminology and practicing how to move with the confidence of a trained paramedic, determined to make the portrayal feel real. Another recalled how he would stay after events to talk with paramedics, asking about their experiences and listening carefully to their stories. A family member talked about the man they knew at home, the one who loved simple meals, quiet evenings, and time with his loved ones far more than fame or attention. Together, these tributes painted a picture of someone whose public role and private character were closely aligned, serious about the work, gentle with people, and deeply respectful of those who faced danger in real life. As the service drew toward its end, attention turned to the place where Randolph Mantooth would be laid to rest. His burial was arranged in keeping with the same spirit as the funeral, simple, respectful, and away from the noise of the world. In Montana, surrounded by the wide skis and open spaces that he had come to call home, a plot of land was chosen for his final resting place. It was not marked by grand monuments or elaborate structures, but by the quiet presence of nature, trees, grass, and the steady horizon that fits someone who spent his life portraying steadiness in the face of crisis. For his family, the choice of burial location symbolized peace and a return to the basics: earth, sky, and the company of those who truly knew him.